This week on American Rifleman Television, we're traveling from Deep River, Connecticut to Springfield, Massachusetts as we follow the path of production for a Smith Wesson M&P pistol. From the frame being molded at the Smith Wesson Precision Components plant to the slide, barrel, and full assembly right here at the main facility in Springfield. Stay tuned as we follow the path of the M&P.
The M&P brand is a major brand of Smith & Wesson, and it really can find its genesis way back to even 1899 with the introduction of the .38 Smith & Wesson Special cartridge, and then the military and police revolver, which subsequently became the Model 10 revolver, and incidentally in continuous production right to this very day. The M&P brand had a rebirth, if you will, into the modern polymer pistol category in 2005 with the introduction of the M&P pistol series, and then followed that we also introduced the M&P modern sporting rifle family the following year.
Since then, we've made a bunch of innovations and new designs where now you have the Shield family, the M&P Bodyguard family, and now the M&P M2.0 pistol family, whether it's the full-size, compact versions.
Smith & Wesson Precision Components is basically a brand within Smith & Wesson that is used to market and sell our manufacturing capability. We have a very high level of engineering and technical capability that we bring to bear. We mold a number of components for a lot of different product lines, including the Smith & Wesson line, the Performance Center, Thompson Center Arms, and of course the M&P. And for the M&P, there's a number of different pistols out there, as well as the rifles. The M&P 2.0 in particular, we mold the frames here, a lot of different calibers and sizes, a lot of different colors. We take that engineered resin, we bring it up into a drying unit above the barrel of the press where it goes through, and all of the moisture and humidity that are in those pellets that are in the air get drawn out of that canister, get drawn out of that resin, because humidity, moisture is the enemy of molding. So we make sure that's completely removed from the material, very low dew point, and then it is fed into the injection barrel at our press. And the inner workings of that press, like many other injection molds, but we have a reciprocating screw that basically, through the combination of heat and friction shear, melt that resin into a molten state, and then under great pressure we force that into the open cavity of our steel injection molds. And after a certain amount of time, we allow the material to cool. We then fixture it, which ensures that our dimensional consistency is maintained from pistol frame to pistol frame as the pistol continues to cool. From there, we go through some additional assembly steps at the press. We add in a backstrap, we add in a frame tool, which we also mold in this facility. We do some additional testing, engaging at the press to ensure that our quality requirements are met. And then finally it gets boxed and shipped up to Springfield for final assembly and test. For the M&P 2.0 pistol series, one of the things that we're very proud of, and we kind of built on the legacy of the 1.0, is the stainless steel chassis system, which exists in the 1.0 series. We actually made them a larger part of the 2.0 series, where we extended the length of that system to the full length of the pistol. And one of the big reasons that we did that was it allows the end user to load any number of attachments on the Picatinny rail system on the forward end of the pistol, say a laser. And you can rest assured that that laser is not going to move, drift, droop over time, so you can maintain a good consistent sight picture, maintain that minute of angle that you dialed in at the range. And that's one of the huge benefits of extending those stainless steel struts along the full length of the pistol frame itself, is that it gives you that, again, that rigidity and that dimensional tightness over time. At this facility, as soon as those struts are overmolded into the frame, they are serialized. We acquire it onto our book of A&D. At that point, the ATF considers that pistol frame a firearm, and we treat it as such. It's tightly controlled throughout our facility until its final shipment up to Springfield for final assembly.
The M&P pistol all comes together at the main Smith & Wesson plant here in Springfield, Massachusetts. As you saw earlier, the polymer frame was made at Smith & Wesson's Precision Components division, and that assembly, complete, comes up to Springfield, Massachusetts, where it's mated, assembled together with the slide and the barrel, which are machined right here at Smith & Wesson. We make all the caliber configurations and size configurations of the M&P pistol, including the new M&P 2.0 family of pistols, the M&P Shield, as well as the M&P Bodyguard 380 pistol. We also have in the rimfire category the M&P 22 compact pistol for the beginning shooter, and then the M&P brand also extends into the modern sporting rifle category with the M&P 15, the M&P 10 308, and also the M&P 1522 sport rifle.
So I wanted to take a minute and kind of look at the range of the M&P products, specifically the pistols, because there is kind of a range there in terms of semi-automatic striker-fired pistols. You guys are building guns to meet a lot of different needs.
Sure. Yeah, so, as we talked about, the first generation M&P pistol launched in 2005, and since then we really built out the M&P pistol line and recently launched the M2.0 version. Right. So this gun I have here is the M&P M2.0 full size. So it's got a 4 1/4 inch barrel. This one happens to be an FDE. We also offer them in black, but there's a couple of great notable enhancements on these guns. So the first is the texture. Right. So we've gone ahead and enhanced the grip texture of this gun, so you get a really good purchase on this pistol, especially if your hands are wet, slippery, or in less than ideal conditions. It also comes with 4 palm swell grip inserts. The original M&P came with 3. This one comes with 4, which adds 1 more to give a wider variety of hand sizes that optimal fit.
Yeah, Matt, so the M2.0 M&Ps, that's a platform that I now have quite a bit of experience with, shooting the full size, shooting the compact, and I can say for sure that that texture is a big improvement. At first I thought maybe it was a little bit too aggressive, but after shooting a couple hundred rounds, it smooths out just enough to where it still gives you great purchase, even under kind of adverse conditions. But it's still gonna be just fine if you wanna carry it inside the waistband, against the skin. After you've kind of worn it in just a little bit, it really works well. And speaking of things that work in after a couple hundred rounds, that trigger on the M2.0s is another big selling point for these new pistols.
Yeah, on the new M2.0 series pistols, the trigger's been completely redesigned. It has a really light, crisp trigger pull, it has a clean break, and it has a tactile and audible reset that a lot of folks out there today are looking for.
And now these improvements haven't stayed just with the larger guns either. They've also moved into the smaller M&Ps like the Shield. Yeah,
as you can see there, you're holding our M&P M2.0 Shield with an integrated Crimson Trace laser. So the Shield family on the new M2.0 series shares that same grip texture and a new and improved trigger as you see in the full size.
Right, I mean, just again, we take those, especially on a small gun, those improvements you've made over here make a big difference here. I mean, there's a lot less to grab onto, so having that more aggressive texture really makes a big difference. And one thing worth noting is that this is a Crimson Trace laser. It's integrally molded into the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield frame. And actually, when you buy this platform, it's probably a much better deal than buying a Shield and a laser guard separately.
Yeah, it's a great value having it integrated into the pistol. It's offered in red and green, so we also give the user that option. Another feature of the M&P pistol platform is the ability to disassemble the firearm without having to pull the trigger. Whether it's your M&P full-size, compact, or Shield series, all those guns feature a sear deactivation lever so that when you rack the slide back on the pistol, you can flip the takedown lever. On the inside, there's a sear deactivation lever, which allows you to pull the slide right off that pistol without having to pull the trigger, which makes for a really safe takedown.
The quality, I'd like to say, is continuous, and it's pretty much built into the process. You'll see in the machining area where in the big CNC machining centers, there's quality constantly checking the pieces, the dimensions, and when and if you need a tool change or tool sharpening. So it's pretty much continuous all the way right through to final inspection and test firing at the range where it has to meet kind of our 10 commandments of checklist items before it's packed and shipped to the consumer. Today's modern M&P line of firearms from Smith & Wesson really has and offers a solution for everyone. Going forward, we've rolled out the M2.0 next generation platform with all of its enhancements, continuously roll that platform across a lot of the M&P line so that you can take advantage of all those new enhancements in the M&P series of pistols.